some things will not happen today. You'll do the work today and see the results in 5 years. And it's a big lesson that I took from James Mwangi that I really, really appreciate him for that. My name is Oude. I'm a co-founder and the Chief Operating Officer at Zeraki. I'm also an Equity Leaders Program alumni. I joined the program in 2010 and I've been part of the program since then. So at Zeraki, we operate at the nexus of technology and education, and we develop technology solutions that support teaching and learning in schools. We have been operational from January of 2015. So Zeraki Analytics is basically a school management system that allows for education stakeholders to have access to real-time information. So for example, a teacher then knows that if I wanted to provide interventions for a student, I know specifically where that intervention needs to go. But because it is also easy to use, it also allows the schools to reduce the amount of time they're spending on administrative tasks so that they have more time managing, doing actually what teachers are supposed to do, which is supporting students in their learning. I was born and raised up in Homa Bay County, and the first time I used a computer was at Equity. That was 2010, after Form 4. I decided I wanted to pursue computer science, but even when I was applying for courses anyway, it's the course that I had chosen because I was a bit intrigued about computers, but really what grew my interest in computing was that experience at Equity and just wanting to understand. So when I joined JQuat, I pursued computer science. And as part of the training for computer science, of course, you understand, you learn the basics of computing, the foundational knowledge of computing, you learn programming and all that. When I finished JQuat, I had an option of going to work for a corporate, but the experience at Equity, because if you know the Equity story, Equity is, the mission is to champion the socio-economic prosperity for the people of Africa, and James is very good at telling that story. So it's a story that catches on. So when you finish campus, you're thinking, I also need to make a difference. And I thought maybe going into corporate was not the best way to make a difference. So together with my co-founder, who we also met at Equity, Isaac Ochieng, we teamed with two of our other friends and started Zeraki to use technology to support teaching and learning in Africa. At Zeraki, we support schools, and we support schools across the country. So we have schools in 43 of the 47 counties. But my experience at Equity, what I would say is what I can attribute to that experience, it really exposed me to a corporate environment at a very young age, because when you join Equity, you are expected to behave like the full-time staff. So you are 18, you're expected to dress in a suit, and you sit behind a counter and serve customers. And when the customers come, they don't know that you are 18, and ideally they don't care, and they shouldn't care. So they expect you to serve them with the same level of excellence that someone who has gone to college to study about marketing is doing. So it forces you to grow up really. And I think handling that money at that early age also forces you to be disciplined. I'm an orphan, so probably without the support of the program, maybe I might not have finished college, but it allowed me to get a little money in my pocket and support myself through college, but also then develop a network of friends that I can draw on. And as part of then the program, it also taught me about mentorship, because I used to mentor high school students. And one of the things that I got from Equity even at that time is if you believe in people and you give them the opportunity, then they will grow into that responsibility. But giving people responsibility without training them sometimes again is setting them up for failure, because when somebody comes in, they might not be at the level of performance that you need them to be at. So you need constant training, you need constant mentorship, and just helping them get up to speed on the job. And it's something that I saw a lot at Equity and has influenced the manager I am today. For the young people who are graduating from college, I mean, if you can get a job, go for it. But the truth is there are not so many job opportunities. So you don't need to be hopeless. Find something that you are passionate about, put your mind to it. The point is you have to be resilient. So one of the most important lessons that I learned from James Mwangi is about delayed gratification, and just the understanding that there are things that take time. And it's one of those things that when you work in a startup, you really see it in action, because you start a business and you have very rosy plans. I think when we started Zeraki, we were going to be millionaires in 3 years. Okay, we are still waiting for the millions. But just having the understanding that sometimes you have to put in the work and wait to see the results has really allowed me and allowed us to be able to grow to the point where we are.